Let's get into some fan quesos here. The first few come from Cody. Full disclosure, Cody, I did not read any of your quesos pre-hand. I was working while those ones came in, so I did not get a chance to see them. I did, though, Jay, I did read yours beforehand, so I do have a little bit of more preparation on those. I've forgotten them since I read them, but I did read those before. So let's see here. Let's go ahead and start. Cody, what players would be a potential trade bait to lighten cap? Lots of rumors about Brockers and Woods, even with rumors that we aren't taking calls on Woods. Yeah, those are the two that we've heard about. Brockers makes total sense to me, man. Brockers and Havenstein. Those are two names that make total sense to me as potential trades. Actually, before I forget, let me get this fan queso in too from David. Do you think that the Rams will make a move by trading Robert Woods in order to bring in someone like Golladay, Godwin, or Jones? I'm seeing Robert Woods' name popping up in trade rumors and that the Rams are accepting calls for teams asking for him. I don't know if accepting calls is the right way to say it. Fielding calls, yes. Accepting calls, the word is that the Rams are saying no, that the Rams are saying he's not available. So, I mean, I don't necessarily have any thoughts on this. The players come and go. The Rams are forever. And I love certain players. There's players that I'm a big fan of, but players come and go. It would make a lot of sense to not get rid of Woods based on his cap hit isn't necessarily monstrous, but he brings a lot to the table. So to kind of tie in your question with Cody's, I think that Brockers and Havenstein are legitimate trade people that could be on the move. Robert Woods, I don't think that the Rams are going to move Robert Woods. Next one from Cody. Cam Akers, do you think he's our next franchise back, or is he just going to be in a rotation with Henderson? Everybody's going to be in a rotation from here on out, man. The Rams got bit pretty bad by the Todd Gurley deal, and I don't think they're going to do that for a long time. I don't even think Malcolm Brown comes back because he's not going to be on a rookie deal. He's not going to be on that cheap deal anymore. So I don't know, man. It's one of those where Cam Akers is awesome, and we keep hearing comments that he can be an every down back, but who is anymore? Who in the NFL is that guy anymore? I don't really know if it exists. Can Cam Akers do it? Yeah, I think so. But running backs get beat up in this league, man, and I think you need to rotate them. And I like Hendo as well. So with a combo of Akers and Hendo, I don't hate that one bit. But also keep in mind, every single NFL team has two running backs that can get the job done. That's why the Packers didn't bring back Jones. So running back is one of those weird positions lately that I don't know if anybody really knows what to do with running backs in today's NFL. So can Cam Akers do it? Yes, but I don't think that the Rams bring him back after his rookie deal's over. Next one from Cody. Chances we retain Austin Blythe, and if we do not, and if not, do we have a replacement already with the potential moving on from Havenstein too? Man, you're like in my brain, man. You're living in my head, Cody. So, yeah, it looks like Coleman Shelton is being talked about. He is a guy that this team seems to like. Tremaine Ankrum, I've heard that name a lot in just like the last week or so. So that tells me that a guy like Havenstein might be on the move. So I would say that the Rams have a pretty deep offensive line, whether it's top tier to you or not, even though, I mean, if you're PFF guys, then we're number 3. So I don't know. I think that this Rams offensive line has been really strong this last year. So I think that the replacement would be already on the roster. Coleman Shelton makes sense. Brian Allen's still around. I didn't necessarily love him in the 2019 season, but he's still around, so obviously he could do it too. Next one from Cody. What kind of presence in our locker room will Stafford have, and what is or will be the difference between Goff and Stafford in the locker room or even leadership in the huddle? Very strong question. So one of my favorite things about Sean McVay has always been that he does not blame players. He was always taking the blame. When something didn't go well, he'd always say, I need to put my players in better positions to make these plays. And I loved that. Jared Goff never took that example. Jared Goff never said after a loss, he kind of said, I need to play better so sometimes, but I don't know, man. It felt like to me what I wanted Jared Goff to say was like, I need to give those guys better balls, or I need to do a better job in the pocket. I need to hang on to the ball. I need to, like, I wanted that. But he always just said, like, we just didn't get it done today. We got to come out and do better next week. And I wasn't necessarily a fan of that. And I don't think he was taking that Sean McVay example of saying, I need to do a better job. I need to do a better job for my guys. And I think that that's going to be the biggest thing that Stafford does bring, is that accountability of if we lose by 4 points and there was a deep ball missed, I think he's going to say that. I need to do a better job getting that deep ball. We complete that one, we probably win the game. Something like that. Just an example. But I think that is the accountability is what Stafford is going to bring that Goff didn't necessarily bring. He did to a level, but not to that McVay level. And I think that's ultimately why we saw McVay say our quarterback has to stop turning the ball over. I think he wanted Jared Goff to come out and say, like, I'm ruining this. I'm losing us games. I'm fumbling too much. I'm throwing these picks to defensive linemen. Like, stuff like that. I think that was really what the goal was from Sean McVay to get across to Jared Goff, and it didn't happen. So that's unfortunate. Next one from Cody. A lot of former Lions or current ones expressing their feelings about Stafford leaving, seeming like he's got the, I don't know what that says. I would run okay. I was just reading it weird. Punctuation was missing, I don't know. I'm a bad reader. That I would run through a brick wall for that quarterback effect on players. Could that affect the underrated in leading our offense? I ruined that. I'm sorry. I'll summarize the question. Lions players, former and current, liked Stafford a lot. I've seen the comments that a lot of people are like, hey, we want this guy to win a ring. Like, we hope he wins a ring. And, I mean, for that, that just says a lot about him. It says that he is good in the locker room, that these guys do have his back. You know what I mean? Because who's been saying that about Jared Goff? I can't name anybody. Matt Stafford, though, he's got that. And you've got former players that have played with him in the past saying, like, hey, I hope he gets a ring out in LA, man. Like, he deserves it. And hey, I hope he gets a ring in LA too. That would be pretty cool because the Rams, we'd be beneficiaries of Stafford coming over. So, he gets people to play hard. He's a leader, man, and he's been in this league, so he knows what he's doing. I know that not everybody is a fan of having, bringing in a little bit older of a guy, but I think his leadership is going to bring, I think these next few years, the next 3-4 years with Stafford coming into the Rams, I think are going to be very fun and very interesting to watch. Next one from Cody. Are we retaining our long snapper? Him and Hecker, in my opinion, is a combination I wouldn't want to break up. Yes, so Hecker receives all of McQuaid's snaps and has for quite some time. They're two former St. Louis Rams that are still here and still just rocking it out. I hated seeing Jeezy leave. We saw what one guy leaving did to our special teams unit. Not only Jeezy, I guess, but also Coach Bones, Fossil taking off. That of course plays into it as well. But yeah, I think that there's no reason to move on from McQuaid. It's not necessarily a high impact position. It's not like he's getting beat up week in and week out. He just kind of does his thing. And, I kind of want a McQuaid jersey. I know that much. But yeah, I think, are we retaining him? I hope so. I see no reason to move on from him. Of course, we did just sign Stephen Wardle. Was a long snapper. So we do have some options there. But ultimately, I would definitely want to see Jake McQuaid back. And last one here from Cody is, I believe this year could look a lot like McVay's first year where we lost to the Falcons going 11-5. Do you think we can improve on that considering that was Goff's first year in McVay's system versus Stafford, as it seemed our offense took off right away? That's a strong question, man. I don't know what I'm expecting this year out of the Stafford-McVay combo. I am, however, expecting pretty big things in the 2022 season. So typically, when a quarterback comes into a new system, the first year can be good. Can be good. I mean, we've seen it plenty of times. Can be good. I mean, Tom Brady goes in, wins the Super Bowl. Peyton Manning went to Denver. I'm blatantly comparing Matt Stafford to Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. This is Rams Showcase, and I'm the host. I could do what I want. But so those guys came in and did a fine job. But typically what happens is the year 1 to year 2, in that second year in the system, in a new system for a quarterback, that's the year that they do really, really well. That they, especially for an experienced guy who's been in the league. Of course, if you look at rookies, that first year typically tends to be pretty good, and then there's tape on them, so second year might be a little bit of a slump. There are exceptions to this. Kyler Murray is one of the exceptions to this. But then that third year, typically a bounce back up. So either way, I think that this year is going to be the learning year for Stafford and McVay, especially with like limited training camp and all this stuff. It just sucks right now. The whole world kind of sucks right now, but we're getting there. We are getting there. We're making progress. But I think the 2022 season is where we're really going to see Stafford and McVay just, I was going to say it like this. They're not going to beat each other up. They're going to mesh really well together. My mom says fan cheese. Yes, fan cheese. Let's see. That's what happens when we ask for fan quesos. People ask questions that make no sense. And that also just hurts my feelings because all that tells me is that my mom has never listened to my show. Well, I've never heard this because anybody that knows Ram Showcase knows that fan quesos is a real thing. It's a segment I've been doing for years. Cody. Oh, another one from Cody. What kind of cheese do you put on fans? I think it depends on the fan. Next one here. Oh, these next few come from Jay. Let's see here. All right. Starting at the top for Jay. So first question here from Jay, and then this will wrap up our fan quesos, is going to be the Rams seem too comfortable working in salary cap hell these days. Super Bowl or not, it's been crazy. Thoughts? Yes, it's like I said, man, it's like that meme where the dog's sitting there and the house is on fire. He's like, this is fine. That's kind of how it feels, but at the same time, man, I mean, salary cap doesn't roll over. It's not like if you don't spend it all, you get extra money the next year. So might as well spend it, all right? And there's always a way to get under the salary cap. So I don't hate it at all. I don't hate that it seems like we're going into the season. We go like enter week 1 with like a nickel of salary cap. That doesn't bother me at all because like what is it doing for the Jets or the Jags or these other teams that have all this crazy amounts of salary cap? What is it doing for them? All these teams that have a crazy amount of salary cap are bad at football. So the teams that are spending and going crazy and making big moves, those are the teams that you see in the playoffs. So I'm cool with this. I'm 100% here for it, man. And like I said, you need to spend and get to as close to that level. It's 182.5 this year. That's the salary cap. Let's spend 182.4. That's cool with me. I just don't want to see cuts made due to money. I want to see cuts made due to talent. Next one from Jay. Rams somehow get great bargains on free agency. Do you see them getting anyone good for a 1-year prove-it deal? Example, Ngakoue. Yannick Ngakoue is an intriguing name. Always been a fan of this guy. Kind of followed his career from afar. Don't necessarily know too much about him, but always have kind of admired his play. The free agency thing, yeah, the Rams do get a little bit of a deal sometimes. I mean, we're in LA. We have a beautiful stadium. We're a playoff team. We have an exciting coach. There's a lot of positives that you can sell to a guy to say like, hey, we may not pay you like the Cleveland Browns, but you're not going to live in Cleveland. You have this beautiful stadium to play in. You're in LA, and we're a playoff team. 75% of the time while McVay's been here, we've been a playoff team. I like those numbers. It'll probably jump up to 80 if I had to guess this next year. So that's part of it. But do I see any big moves this season? I mean, I deleted this note because it didn't really make a lot of sense in the show today. But I don't think that the Rams are going to be buyers necessarily. I think that we could see a couple of names come in, but bigger names like Ngakoue, I think that the Rams just get outbid enough. Like, of course, if you're looking at Browns versus, well, we don't use the Browns. They were decent last year. We'll use like the Bears because they suck. So use like the Bears and the Rams. If it's like a $9 and $8 million offers, Rams offer 8, Bears offer 9, you might get them. You might get that guy. But if the Rams are offering 8 and the Bears are offering 15, is LA worth that much? And especially you have to pay all those taxes and stuff. I don't know. So I don't necessarily know if the Rams are going to be big buyers this free agency period. Next one here from Jay. The Rams didn't use the franchise tag. Was it the right move? Going to miss JJ. I'm going to miss JJ too, man. Big fan of 43. Got to meet him up in Denver in 2018. That was pretty cool stuff. He looked like he was not thrilled to take a photo with me, but that's okay. I get it. But yeah, it's I do think it was the right move, not using the franchise tag. Rams are already trying to clear space. Franchise tag's expensive. Don't get a lot of perks for it, and I mean I don't know. It didn't seem right to use it this year, so I'm not surprised the Rams didn't. But yeah, JJ is going to be missed. Floyd, I mean, he had a good year, but I mean, so did Fowler. And once he left, he was only average, so I don't know. Next one here. Personally, I'm looking forward to Trevin Howard. His speed is needed. Who do you like from our inside linebackers or maybe a free agent? Dude, I'm still on the Kaiser train. I like Micah Kaiser. I really do. I've liked Kaiser since he came in. He's been good against the run since his college days. He's improved against the pass. I see no reason to not like him. So, I mean, yeah, Kaiser's my guy. Kaiser's my dude, and I'm going to keep supporting him. But yeah, I like him. I like Howard too. You're right, that speed is needed, especially the linebacker position. The only thing that concerns me about the linebacker position this year specifically is that Joe Barry's gone as the linebacker coach. Aubrey Pleasant's gone, Joe Barry's gone, Brandon Staley's gone. That hurts us. That does hurt the Rams. Those are three very good coaches, and the Rams lost all three of them. Those are probably our three best defensive coaches. It is our three best defensive coaches. I don't know what I'm saying. I don't want to say maybe. They were our three best defensive coaches. They're gone now. Next one here from Jay. Who is your most despised ex-Rams player, either for how they performed or how they acted with us? Mine was Jared Cook. Felt like he gave up on too many plays. Lazy. Dude, okay, Cookie made me mad because when he was with the Rams, it seemed like he was not very good at football. He had stone hands. That one, he's running down, and he's like, clear touchdown in Arizona, and then dude comes out from behind, punches it out. It's a touchback, and it's like, oh my gosh. And then, so Stonehands gave up on plays, and we cut him, and it was like, all right, good. Get out of here, Cookie. And then he goes to like the Packers, crushes it, goes to the Saints, playing great. And it's like, man, why couldn't you do that with us, man? Like, you're making Nick Foles look bad out here, dude. But like, you go and play with other teams and look awesome. It's just kind of lame. I don't know. But some ex-Rams that I'm not a fan of at all anymore. Todd Gurley's one. I don't like when a player leaves and opens their mouth a lot. I'm not a fan of that. Clay Matthews did the same thing, but he was with Gurley when it happened. Other than that, I don't know, man. I can't really think of any. I know that there are some. There are definitely some where I'm like, good, get out of here. Sean Mannion, for sure. Sean Mannion, the reason that I kind of grew to despise Sean Mannion was because everybody just wanted to see him start, and he was not very good at football. Has never been very good at football. He was decent in like his junior year at Oregon State, and then I think I don't know, he just didn't. He never showed me anything to make me be like, we need to get this guy some reps. Like, we need to see this guy in here. He never did anything impressive. And I think that's why I started to despise him, because Rams fans were like, we need to start Mannion. It's like, are you guys paying attention? Like, he's not very good. And so, I don't know. But Todd Gurley is up there for sure. Next one here. Russell Wilson is complaining about getting hit. Stafford got hit, got injured, didn't complain. That said, does Stafford miss some games this year? And does Russell get effing sacked by Seattle? I mean, as far as Stafford, will he miss time? I have no idea. I mean, the Rams have a better offensive line than the Detroit Lions did, so that helps. So hopefully he can stay upright. I mean, it's hard to score touchdowns when your nameplate's on the grass. So I'm cool with the Rams having a better offensive line, and I think that benefits us. As far as Russell Wilson, he's complaining about getting hit. Dude, I get it. I get it. They have not given him any help. That offensive line has been trashed since like 2016, and they don't care. They're not helping him. And then, they get like DK Metcalf, strong weapon there. Of course, like Lockett, stuff like that. Good players. But they haven't been helping them. I feel like they've taken Russ for granted a little bit, and I'm okay with it because now he's getting frustrated and wants the heck out of Seattle. Can't blame him at all for that. But as far as Stafford, does he miss games this year? I would say no because, I mean, and it's not like Goff is injury prone by any means, but he's only missed one start in his career, and he doesn't even really get shaken up. So Stafford is super tough as well, just like Jared Goff. They're both very tough quarterbacks. So I'll say no. I don't think he'll miss games. Next one here. Oh, with this whole cancel culture going on, what do you think they're going, or do you think they try to cancel Aaron Donald for all the sacking abuse he puts on Wilson? I would love to see them try. I would love to see somebody try to say anything to Aaron Donald about not doing a good job or getting canceled. Aaron Donald cancels you, man. And yeah, he's Aaron Donald is insane. I'm very, very happy he's a Ram and not somewhere else. Next one here. Do you see the offensive line maybe regressing with Cromer gone? Not necessarily. I think that the Rams' offensive line has had a lot of talent for a while. So I don't know. It's been a deep offensive line too. The Rams have had pretty strong players. 2019 was a down year for the Rams offensive line. I think they ranked like 30th in PFF, but back up to 3 this year. 2018, they were the offensive line of the year, and we still have a lot of those same guys. So I don't know. Maybe it does. Cromer's a good coach, but will it regress that much? I don't know. I would say as far as the regressing goes, I would say that if Blythe doesn't come back, if Havenstein gets booted, if something happens to Witt because he's a super old man now, he's been playing in the league for like 54 years. I would say if those things happen, then yes. But overall, I like our offensive line. I even like our backups. I like Bobby Evans. I like Coleman Shelton. I like Tremaine Ingram. So there's guys even depth wise that I like and I think will do a good job if they are called on. Number 9, bias aside, rank the defenses in our division. First of all, bias is never aside. But even with it, I would say the Rams do have the best defense in this division. The Rams absolutely have the best defense in this division. After that, I might give it... it's hard to give it to the Cardinals, man. It's hard. It's because bringing in J.J. Watt obviously helps them, but they were not very good against the pass last year. So are they going to get better? They're losing Patrick Peterson probably. Budda Baker's still really good, but now they have edge rushers, so that probably helps against the pass. But ultimately, I'll go Niners 2. I'll say Cardinals 3 and Seahawks 4. And the reason I'm going to say Seahawks 4 is because some of the moves that they've made. We know that Griffin's not coming back at corner. He's going to test the market. Carlos Dunlap has been released. So I think that the Seahawks defense, I'm not liking the Seahawks coming in this year, guys. I don't know if they're going to do a very good job at this game of football that we all love to watch. I'm not seeing it with them. There's something about the Seahawks this year that I feel like a big dip is coming. This Russell Wilson stuff coming out. They're cutting all these guys. They're making moves to free up space, but also just to kind of have space. I don't know. I'm just not feeling the Seahawks this year. I would say that they probably have the worst defense, or going to have the worst defense. Cardinals and Niners are pretty close, though. But the Rams, when you give up the least amount of yards and the least amount of points as anybody in the NFL, that's the first time the Rams have ever done that themselves. They've been first in points and been first in yards, like individually before, but never both. So this is the 2020 Rams defense was probably the best defense that the Rams have ever seen. And it was very exciting, not losing a lot of people. Of course, Johnson's going to be leaving. Leonard Floyd's probably going to be gone. Maybe some other corners. We'll see what happens. I think that Hill and Williams could both be back, but this Rams defense is insane. And I think going from Brandon Staley to Raheem Morris is not really that big of a dip, if any. It might be an increase, honestly, but losing Aubrey Pleasant and Joe Barry, those are painful. Last one here is out of the Rams players in the trade rumor mill. Who do you think will be actually traded and why? I do think Brockers is as good as gone. I think number 90, I think he's out. I think that reports coming out saying that the Rams are looking at trades for him, I think that they're just going to move him. And I think that they go picks because you want cap space. And who do you get for Brockers? What even do you want for Brockers? I'm not even sure what they're asking for, but it looks like draft-wise they're looking at wide receiver, so maybe they go that route in free agency or via trade. I could see Rob Havenstein being moved, and that would be another cap situation. Those are really the guys that I'm feeling. Havenstein hasn't necessarily been talked about. That's just a guy that I think that could be on the move based on, you know, him just getting a little bit older. He carries a pretty decent cap number. You guys did it. You made it all the way to the end of the video. I do appreciate you for doing that. But now, to a couple of things that I need you to do, which would be first to subscribe. If you haven't already, if you have, don't worry about that. Go ahead and just hop right over here to this video here that you guys will probably enjoy quite a bit. But that is it for me. Peace. Go Rams.